Hey guys, how the hell are you? Welcome back to Arnold Drinks. My name is Arnold, and tonight I drink. So tonight is a special one because this is one of those brands I've heard talked about in kind of hallowed and hushed tones a little bit amongst my bourbon drinking friends. And I finally had the opportunity to actually pick up a bottle recently, and I'm very happy about that because I know it's not exactly the easiest thing to procure, and lo and behold, there it was. So this is batch number 19, the Kelvin collaboration, number 4 collaboration with Kelvin Cooperage. So we do have a bit of barrel finishing on this, a little interesting melange going on here. So this is a blend of 3 different ages of various straight bourbon whiskeys. If I remember right, it's 6-year and 7-year straight bourbon from Indiana, so MGP, as well as a 9-year bourbon from Kentucky. There's also a little bit of a rye that's been blended in there too. The finishing on this is Australian port barrels as well as Barbadian rum casks. So you do have an interesting blend here. It's a Bour-Rye with a little bit of an interesting finishing going on here. So I'm expecting this to be kind of a cornucopia of a lot of different flavor notes. As you can see, I have dove into it a little bit. I've had it on my shelf for about a week now at this point. Had some friends over. We kind of shared the neck pour a little bit, which was kind of cool. Been open on my shelf for about a week. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what we are working with here. By the way, this is 111.7 proof, so just so you're aware. Oh man. Oh, that aroma has so much going on for it. See, right away, I'm getting something that's sugary, that's syrupy, like Canadian maple syrup, Canadian tree blood, mint. Gain a lot of mint out of that. A little bit of chocolate too, but not like a dark chocolate or a baking chocolate, kind of like an actual like Hershey kind of chocolate. So right away, that's already pretty interesting. A lot of sugary sweetness. Ooh, a lot of citrus too, actually. So I seem to recall when I first cracked this open about a week ago, like the citrus was very, very present then. It's even more present now. Like very much a sort of orange peel thing going on in there. I'll bet you this would kick ass in an old fashioned. That would be probably one of the most expensive old fashions ever, but damn good. By the way, speaking of expensive, this is a bottle that retails for $190. So as it stands right now, probably the most I've spent on a bottle, and probably the most I'll be spending on a bottle for a long time. So there's a lot of hope and a lot of expectation going along with this. Cheers. Let's actually take a sip now. Oh man. So much of everything, honestly. So what's really interesting to me about this is that I'm actually getting a few notes on the palate that were not really there on the aroma, which honestly, that's kind of cool to me. That's kind of interesting. I'm getting something that's a little bit grainier, a little bit of that sort of buttery fried dough thing that I've been experiencing with a few interesting bottles I picked up lately. This has got it too. But at the same time, there's a more than healthy amount of black pepper coming through on that finish. Let's go in again. Let's see if we can pull this apart a little bit more. Oh yeah. So that orange peel is coming back through in a big way. Big citrus note. Bit of that maple syrup coming through again. Sort of a berry fruit note that's coming through now as well. A teeny tiny bit of a lingering oakiness and oiled leather on the finish, but it is definitely a background note. The pepper from that spice, the mintiness, and also like the fruity sweetness is definitely overpowering it. If anything, that proofage and that more mature note that's back there is just kind of amplifying stuff. Let's go in again. Oh, dude. Whew. I'm kind of in awe of how killer that is. Like, pretty fresh. I mean, like I said, it's been open on my shelf for about a week. We're already past that neck pour. We're past the shoulder a little bit since I shared it with a few bros. And this is something that's got a lot of everything. Like, every note that I'm rattling off is kind of there in a big way. Probably the best adjective I could use to describe this is overt. Like, it's balanced. It's got a lot of different stuff going on, and there's a lot of everything, but still balanced. So it's got the spiciness, it's got the sweetness, and from a variety of different areas. It's coming from a maple syrup kind of thing, a brown sugar kind of thing. It's coming from a berry kind of thing. A little bit of a buttery fried dough thing in there too, just kind of holding everything together. And then at the back end, there's that peppery, slightly oaky note that's in there, but a lot of pepper. Oh man, that's just, for lack of a better description, it is just super rich. And yeah, overt, like I mentioned earlier, that is honestly probably the best adjective for it. Everything is very, very present and nothing is trying to hide, with the exception of those more mature notes that are in there. That's pretty damn awesome. Let's go in again. See, now on this one, a little bit of cinnamon is coming out to play too. And that mint that was very, very present on the aroma is a lot more present on the palate this time around. It's kind of funny, the first few sips wasn't really getting the mint that I was getting on the aroma, but now, whoo, that is bold. That is just bold. That is super duper rich. That is kind of rad, honestly. Like, I'm glad I picked that up. That is, like, that's what I envision whenever anyone's been talking to me about how awesome a bourbon can be. That's kind of what's going on in my head about how rich it can be, how many different notes it can have, how much can be going on. That's just so damn good. That is awesome. And I said bourbon earlier. I know it's a Bour-Rye because it's a blend of bourbon and rye whiskey, but man, it is, ooh, it's just so good. Oh, that's, wow, that's incredible. So thank you guys so very much for tuning in. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to this channel, tons more of this content to come, and as always, remember, take what you do seriously, but do not take yourselves too seriously.